There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Leonard Cohen. We begin herein the space between pain and healing. In a world that rewards perfection, we rarely talk about how broken we feel. But you are not alone. To be human is to shatter sometimes. To stumble. To fall apart. This video is not here to fix you. It's here to sit beside you, in the quiet, in the dark, and remind you, it's okay to break. There is beauty in brokenness, not because pain is glamorous, it's not, but because what follows after the breaking is real and raw and honest. That's where your light begins to shine through. Broken doesn't mean useless. We've been conditioned to believe that if something breaks, it loses its value. That if we break emotionally, mentally, spiritually, we should hide away until we're whole again. But what if that's not true? What if breaking isn't the end of the story, but the beginning of a new one? Consider the Japanese art of Kintsugi. Instead of discarding broken pottery, artists mend the cracks with powdered gold. The object becomes even more valuable because of its history. Its breaks are part of its identity, not something to erase. We can be like that too. Our pain doesn't make us worthless. Our brokenness doesn't make us disposable. It means we've lived. It's not about glamorizing suffering, but about honoring survival. You're still here. That means something. That means everything. When you look at the pieces of yourself, I hope you don't rush to glue them back in panic. I hope you sit with them, learn from them. And when you're ready, mend them with care, not shame. Nature teaches us. Nature never apologizes for being broken. A branch may snap, but new shoots rise from the wound. A fire may ravage the forest, but wildflowers bloom from the ashes. Nature embraces cycles of destruction and regrowth, with grace, and perhaps we should too. We often forget how resilient we truly are because we live in a society that glorifies non-stop progress. But nature reminds us, sometimes things must rest, pause, or fall apart to become something new. You do not have to be in bloom all the time to be growing. Even in stillness, even in silence, you are healing. Look at rivers. They do not avoid broken rocks, they flow through them, and in doing so, they create the most beautiful paths. Let yourself be like the river. Don't fear the obstacles. Move through them, adapt, transform. There is wisdom in the way the earth regenerates. After drought, there is rain. After winter, spring. Even the darkest soil holds the potential for life, and so do you. Your scars are proof you survived. Scars are not signs of weakness. They are symbols of strength, evidence that you endured something, faced something, and survived. And though others may never know what it took for you to carry those scars, you do. That's what matters. Scars are not ugly. They are not something to be covered in shame. They are lines that tell your story. Every healed wound is a reminder of your courage. You bled, but you didn't disappear. You broke, but you rebuilt. And while that may not feel like a grand victory, it is a quiet, powerful one. When you look at yourself and see cracks, I hope you also see light. Because your scars do not make you unworthy, they make you real. Relatable. Human. They connect you to others who are walking their own roads of healing. Sometimes healing doesn't mean forgetting. Sometimes it means remembering without falling apart. Being able to say, this happened, and I'm still here. That is bravery in its truest form. There is beauty in the repair. Kintsugi teaches us to celebrate repair. To make something whole again with grace and gold, not to hide its history, but to highlight it. That's not just art, that's philosophy. That's healing. That's love. Imagine what your life would look like if you treated your pain with that same reverence. Instead of shame, offer yourself patience. Instead of judgment, offer yourself kindness. The world is hard enough, you don't need to be hard on yourself too. The beauty in repair comes from intention. It takes time. It takes care. And it's not always visible to others, but you feel it. Every day you show up despite the cracks. You are mending. You are becoming more whole, more golden, more uniquely you. We don't need to be the same people we were before the pain. Sometimes the goal isn't to return, it's to transform, to become wiser, softer, more open-hearted than we were. That's the kind of healing that can't be rushed and shouldn't be. Let the light in. The hardest part about pain is that it convinces you you're alone, that no one else has cracked the way you have. But the truth is, we all have cracks. And it is through those cracks that light enters. Hope, connection, perspective, renewal. Healing doesn't demand perfection, it only asks for presence, to let light reach the parts of you that have been hidden or hurt, to let yourself feel joy again, not because the pain is gone, but because you deserve it anyway. You are allowed to begin again, and again, and again. Every breath you take is a doorway back to yourself, even if the world hasn't changed. Evan, if nothing external looks different, when the light gets in, something inside you begins to shift. You are not broken beyond repair. You are breaking open to let something new in a new chapter, a new version of you. One who is no longer afraid of being seen in full cracks and all. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. You've sat with this quiet space for a while now. You've listened not to be fixed, but to feel seen. And I hope even in a small way, you do. You are not a mistake. You are not a mess. You are a masterpiece in progress. Thank you for being here, for being brave enough to stay. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to feel. And you are allowed to rise again, in gold and in grace.